well produced, well written. Everything in this movie was well done. So for me, just the story itself, it was just wild, and that's what the black metal movement is. They're wild, man. They drink the Kool-Aid, bro.
It's crazy for you to find out, like, not just from this movie, but in total, like, people are really about it like that, like, like they think it's a whole new level, like you never have thought before, like, and this movie definitely shows that, like, people. Like if you go into the movie, Oystein says, like, look at all these red markings, and these are people that give me demos about all the dark music around the world. Like, that shows, like, it's just one of many stories that, like, people are really getting about, like, Satan and dark stuff, dude, like, in harsh times for them, dude. Like, it was a good touch. It was a good touch. Especially since, like, I'm kind of new to, like, coming into metal and stuff, but, like metal is still, like, always a solid genre, dude. Like, and how they've done their style, man. Like, you can never hate on metal. People can, people do, but nah, dude. They've been doing stuff for a long time this way. Like, in their head, you know, that's the right way. So, like, insane, dude.
I just think it's funny they were revolting against religion, but they were religiously following the same aspects that they were revolting against, you know. So like it felt like, and don't get me wrong, it just felt like the movie kind of depicted like kind of not hypocrite, but at the same stance, it's like, it's like human, like, morals, you know. It wasn't even religious morals like some people have, you know. It's just like common sense morals that came into play, you know.
To talk about it early, but for Grifey, it was about, like, olden times, dude, going back to Odin and stuff for him in his mind, dude. Like, that's insane how far back in his head that he was willing to push it and to push it out into modern times, dude. Like, this is how it has to be for us. Black Circle, dude. That was insane. I was like, oh,
the black circle, dude.
The black circle,
no joke, dude.
Also, another thing that's pretty crazy is that these kids from Norway, they weren't all from Norway, but you know, that central, like the central characters or whatever, they didn't come from shitty homes, no broken homes, nothing, like, had everything going for them, like, had no reason to be mad, and so that's way more interesting, that there's no real motive behind this kind of revolution that they were
fine. They were fine.
Like one of the guys' moms paid for his fucking recording session.
Yeah, Varg.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
I was like, dude, what? Like,
what they don't say. So Varg, they say this in the movie. Varg's mom fronts him the money to record his record, right?
Yeah.
But what they don't say is that Euronymous, I think his dad or his family actually funded his record shop. So he was able to open that because of his family. Wasn't him.
I thought they said it in the
scene. They say it in the movie.
Yeah, they say in the scene when he's like when he's clearing out all the record shop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're like, oh fuck, your dad's not paying the rent anymore. Oh fuck him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when Euronymous is like, I'm gonna kill him. He's like, your dad?
Yeah,
like, no,
Bart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know from watching a couple of the documentaries about the film, they said that that they were kids that were kind of privileged and they had everything going for them. I don't know how accurate that is, but a lot of them said that their parents were really well off and they all had money. You know, and you can actually, in the movie, you can see that by him saying that, like Diego said, that the mom was going to pay for the recording.
And they all had like rats, dude. Like the guy that heard that he was like, well, he seems about to kill him, but he really didn't do it. Well, he was kind of like exposed, like he exposed his homie, like, and then
he did throw him under the bus,
yeah, dude, on the butt, like that's, and then it became a big thing.
What would you say your favorite character is, Wes?
Oh, that's a good one. Definitely not Varg. I'll say that.
What?
Definitely not Varg. You know who Varg is? He's the kid from A Place Beyond the Pines. He looks a little different.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, oh shit, that is him. That's crazy. You guys should check that out. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, and another random thing, one of the actors was a young Jack Sparrow, I believe, dude.
Really?
He played young Jack Sparrow.
Honestly, I would say, if we're going like effectiveness, probably Dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I like that, dude. He was the one that said the epitome.
Dead was
The
fucking
movie.
nuts. Like Dead was black
was
metal. Like he wasn't fucking around, you know. Like
Swedish midsummer style.
That whole scene, when he's just slitting his wrist,
yeah,
and like while they're playing,
yeah.
and the blood just going on everybody. And they're like, ah.
He slits.
That's
his
like the
wrist
definition of
across
what I would
other
take
slit,
as
like,
metal.
what the fuck?
Dude, I was like, this fool was like writing shit while he fucking slit his wrist and he slit his fucking throat.
Played a show.
And I was like, what? What are you doing?
You gotta admit that was metal as fuck.
Yeah, that was metal as fuck.
Let the party begin.
That was, dude. That was crazy.
I was like, damn, this fool. I was like, nah, I even bowed down.
I was telling my homie earlier that he was the original Kurt Cobain, fool. Like, he really did that shit, dude.
With the blonde hair, he was.
Yeah, cause the homie's all about Nirvana and shit, and I was telling him, and then he was like, what? I was like, yeah, this fool fucking really shot himself, dude. He slit his wrists, and then he fucking slit his own throat, and then he shot himself in the head, dude.
Dude,
He's like,
he was so metal that it took 3 times to kill him, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he fucking slits his wrists, fucking slices his throat, and that shit don't work. He's still like...
And then at the kid, he got beaten up so bad by like people in his town that he was pronounced dead, dude. Like, that's how he probably got his name. Dude, like,
Dead.
he had dead.
I don't know. I felt like that guy was the most metal out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, for sure.
Sleeping in the coffin.
yeah, dude. I feel like he set the tone for what Mayhem became, and it was almost like he almost had to. It was almost like he was iconic. Like he had to die in order for them to be like if he was like a martyr or something.
It's kind of
I
sad.
feel like it wasn't even about the scene though. It was really in his head, bro. Like
He was hurting. You know what I mean? Like he had some deep seated issues, and that's why he was fascinated by death. But something that's really cool, and I appreciate this, is he actually didn't ever kill cats. He didn't ever do that. That was made up.
really.
That was made up. Yeah.
Which that put me at ease because I was really bothered by that. I was like, "Fuck!" Like that's fucked up, you know?
Yeah. I think they just put that in there so they can have a scene where they were shooting outside in the woods, or maybe just because people get that mentality or that stereotype from a serial killer, or something's wrong with them if they kill little animals or.
No, that's not a stereotype. That's a real shit.
Thing.
Oh, that's real. That's a real thing.
Yeah, they little kids like killing animals for fun.
They start with animals. They start with animals and then they move up.
Killer symptom.
Damn.
That's some true crime shit, bro.
It's a precursor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So watch Jordan there, eh? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, he's not good.
Hey, what the fuck?
I'm just kidding, bro.
I'll give him your address.
But he's gonna have a tag team. He's gonna have a tag team made here in a couple months, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's gonna be wicked. You guys are gonna have your hands full right there, bro.
Team No Sleep.
Jesus.
Also,
one thing I really liked about the movie was how Rory Culkin, how he kind of voiced over the whole thing.
yes,
Oh yeah.
Kind of explaining what was kind of happening, or just his inner thoughts about like, I'm losing. There's a couple of points where he's like, I'm losing everything, and this asshole's like has to one up me every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
thought that was pretty cool.
I thought that was cool that he was narrating. Yeah, that was. They gave you a more personal connection with the movie as opposed to just seeing the shit go down. It's almost like you're in someone's journal or like a testimonial or something.
Yeah.
What was your guys' favorite brutal scene, dude?
I think the most iconic scene that I loved was when they were in the basement with his girlfriend. And I think Varg was like, they were both sitting on the couch and like, take off your clothes. Like, take off your clothes. Like, what? Like,
that changed the whole tone of the movie.
Yeah. That's what, like, when he's like, because that's when, like, he, what's Roy's character?
Euronymous?
Euronymous?
Or Oystein?
Yeah. Or Oystein.
Yeah.
Scott Oystein.
He kind of gave him this look like, whoa, like, where did this come from, you know? Because he felt like...
That's where you see that shift in power in the relationship.
Yeah. Also, and that's when he's like... And then she starts taking off her clothes. I was like, I told you to take off your fucking clothes. I was like, oh,
yeah, dude.
All right.
That guy was no joke.
Yeah, and also, like, didn't Vic notice, like way beginning of the movie, freaking Varg was there the whole time, dude. Like, way before, like, he got into, like, the record shop. Christian, Grusha, that guy, dude. He was there when he bumped into Oyster. He bumped into him when he was trying to get some beer for his homies.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's like, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. And like, he's like, what the fuck? And then since then, I always noticed, like, who's this guy? Like just bumped into me right now, like some death metal guy. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, like, I felt like they did that to show you that Varg was there since the beginning, and kind of like he's always been there in the shadows, but since he's like, you know, kind of observing, but then when he kind of when he finally surfaced, is like Oystein kind of just shot him down because he listened to like a mainstream band or whatever. But it was kind of to show you, like,
Scorpions.
Black Circle was they were very selective on who they let in. If you had a Scorpions patch,
you like
metal.
Black Metal,
dude. But it was almost like a gang mentality, dude. It was almost like their own mafia, you know, their own,
dude, like a European style gang, but they had to do with death metal and stuff. Like, it's crazy.
I just feel like there's always somebody, especially in any scene that you go with. There's always somebody that has to prove they're more about the movement than you. There's always somebody there. Like, oh, you never heard this CD? Like, I know I've heard several on my end. Like, oh, you never heard this CD? Like, they're fucking poser, blah, blah. Like, I've always heard that my whole life. That's why I stopped associating with whoever. With like a certain type of people. Like, I just go around, and that's what I felt like Verg was about. Like, cause what's his name? I keep on forgetting his name. Euronymous was like preaching to him, like, yo, we're oppressed by religion in this country. Like, we're oppressed from Christianity, blah, blah. And Verg took it to heart. He was like, oh, really? Like fuck this. Like,
he drank the Kool-Aid and liked it.
Yeah.
He got caught up in that culture too, and also I felt like I don't know how accurate this is because from what I researched and stuff, that he was the actual Varg wasn't part of like the white power movement or anything. I mean, this is just from what he has stated and what other people have stated about him, but I know in the movie he's like portrayed as like almost like a neo-Nazi. He's also like a vegan straight edge. And it's pointed out too that he doesn't eat meat, and Oystein is like, oh, is that because that's like Hitler or something? He points it out and he's like, yeah,